Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, well, welcome. I'm Carissa Shaylin and I am a mom to a 4-month-old and a wife to a mechanical engineer. And if you're new or you're returning back, well, welcome, and I'm glad you have joined our little family, and I'm so glad that you're back here to have fun. Today's video, I'm gonna tell you whether I think the Tesla Model 3 is an approved mom car. Without further ado, let's get into this. So, is the Tesla Model 3 approved as like a mom car? As a person who is driving without a kid or have to worry about anything kid-wise, I totally think the car is amazing any which way you slice it. Now, as a mom, you have to look at different things of whether or not, like, is this a great thing to have or not to have? What should I add this in? Or is this a bad choice? So you always have those like different things that you have to worry about. So I got the Model 3 about 2 weeks or 3 weeks after Colton was born. When Colton was born, I had the Supercharger as my first car, with him as like a mom car. And then my husband has a Chevy Colorado, and then we did have the Chevy Sonic. Now we traded the Chevy Sonic and the Supercharger in for the Tesla. So we're down to 2 cars. So what is a pro and what is a con of this car? So I'll start with the pros and then we'll go into the cons. I do have things written down so I didn't forget and we stay on pace and not just rambling through this video. So the first one is the safety rating. It is a 5-star safety rating. One of the reasons it's top safety rated is the batteries are on the bottom of the car and it's super heavy. So the chances of rolling over is a lot less than a normal car, which is great for a mom who's worried about getting into an accident or anything like that. So safety, number one reason to buy this car. Space. Okay, if you're a mom, you know how much you pack to go anywhere. And since I have, we go to my parents' house or we travel a lot, you always have so much stuff to pack as a mom. Pack and plays, beds, whatever you need to make sure that kid is happy and make sure that your trip is not miserable. So the frunk, which is the front trunk, you have that fits a good size carry-on suitcase and a few other little things that I can fit in there. I don't have to worry about like, is my suitcase gonna fit where, blah blah blah. No, since we don't have an engine, we have a frunk. That is amazing. Now inside the car, I come from a really tall family. I'm the shortest at 5'8". My husband's about 5'11". My dad's 6'5", and my mom's 6 foot. All 4 of us can fit in that car with the car seat and no big deal. It's super comfortable. We're not like super compact in the back seat or anything. It's comfortable. And those seats are really comfortable so that you really are not like, oh my god, this is so uncomfortable anyway. And if you don't have anyone in the back seat except for Colton, then you have all that extra space of putting stuff in that car. Now for the trunk, it's a huge trunk. Not only do you have the top layer of the trunk that fits we can fit a pack and play. We have a top part of the pack and play that has bassinet and a changing table, and we have like a diaper rack, like rack that sits there, and we can get it all together in that section, plus the diaper bag. There's also where normally it looks like where a spare tire would go, you have that to lift up and put a bunch of stuff in there. It's great. I love having all that space, especially for being a mom. The next thing, no gas. I can't tell you how many times you have a crying baby and you have to stop at the gas pump because you're out of gas or whatever, da 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 da. I don't have to worry about gas. I can make it from here in Simi to Lake Arrowhead and back without having to charge. There's rules and exceptions on that, but if I literally just stick to there and back with like not a lot of driving in between, I can get back and forth. Another thing is where my husband works, he has free charging station. That's right, we drive for free in that car. Do you know how awesome that is? Because I don't know, I don't have to pay for gas on that, I don't have to pay for electricity at my house. It's free. That's amazing. Next thing about a Pro is there's no key. You use your cell phone. Being keyless and having to not worry about any of that, I just have to bring my cell phone and I can get in and out of my car and not have to fumble with keys. That is like the biggest nuisance in the world to me. I know getting up and getting over all this nonsense. But not having a key, I can get Colton in and out of the car. And the nice thing is about the Tesla is you don't lock the Tesla. You walk 15 feet away from it and it locks on its own. And without the phone or they have a card key, like a credit card, you don't have to worry about that particular, it won't start. So you don't have to worry about that, which is great. Next thing is the glass ceiling. In Tesla, it's all glass. So the cool thing about that is that Colton can just look around, or if you're a passenger, you can look around. It's awesome because you just get like that daylight and you don't feel so cramped in the car and you just feel a little bit more open, which is really, really nice. Also, when it's raining, it's really cool. Like, I know it doesn't really rain here in Southern California, but when we did buy the car, we were going through a lot of rainstorms, and Colton was like so intrigued when he saw the rain coming down the roof and all that. What's also really nice about the Tesla is it's a smooth ride. So the nice thing about that is that you have just the nice transitions. They're not really rough. It's just calming, which is also calm, but we'll get into that in a minute. But it's just a really easy, smooth ride where you're not having to worry so much about it. And it's nice for the adult that you might have a baby in the back seat that's crying or whatever, and you just have more relaxation in that aspect. And my final pro is the autopilot feature. Okay, how many times have you been on the freeway in traffic or whatever, and you got a screaming, crying baby, and you're trying to do one of these moves, trying to get the binky back in, and blah, 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 blah. Well, the nice thing about autopilot, tap, tap, you're in autopilot, it's gonna brake for you, it's gonna transition for you. It's lovely if you can't like get that binky in, you can kind of turn for a split second and feel very, very safe that you're not going to get into a wreck. Yes, I know autopilot is not 100% perfect, and I know it's not 100% great that as a mom you're taking your eyes off the thing, but all those other people who are texting out there, at least I know that this car has been proven to, I've seen it in traffic myself, that it has enough distance, because you set it how many car lengths you want, that it's gonna brake in that amount of time, it's gonna speed up to what you need, it's not gonna overcorrect. It's great. That's what I love about the autopilot feature. And not only that, but like, it's more relaxing in a freeway situation, that it's just going, and yes, it warns you, like, you have to put your hands on the wheel and like make sure that you put a firm grasp, a little shaking, so it knows that you are paying attention. And it does it every like 10 seconds if you're not like, it doesn't like realize that your hands are on the wheel or anything. Now, why it could be bad to have this car as a mom. It's quiet. Okay, yes, normally in any circumstance you want quiet. Well, my kid does not like to sleep in the car. He is very look around, what's going on, hey, pay attention to me. So when it stops, there's no noise, and he's not getting the concept of what's going on. Why are we stopped? If we're stopped, why aren't we getting out of the car? I want to play. I want to hang out. I want to be with you guys. He's not realizing, oh, like, we're just at a stop sign, or we're in traffic. So you have to like roll down the windows to get a little air going, oh, we're kind of still moving. We're still in the car for a reason, not just because you're just sitting here. I put this in my pro list, but it's also a con, is the glass ceiling. Okay, so on the off chance that Colton does end up sleeping in the car, there's a lot of light coming into the car with the glass ceiling, which is kind of like a stimulant for him, because we let him nap in a dark room. It helps make our naps really long, and it's really nice. So at least in a normal car situation, you do have that darkness of the roof, so it brings in down the lighting in the car. So in a way, that's kind of bad if we are in an off chance of him actually sleeping in the car. I said it in the pro, but also in the con, is that it's smooth. You're not feeling as many bumps in the road. You're not feeling as many jitters or anything like that. Plus, like, the having a battery, no engine. So you have that not car problem of the baby kind of not feeling that, and also that helps possibly put them to sleep. I do have the Chevy Colorado truck, and I will review that and let you know if I think it's mom approved or not as well. But when you're feeling those bumps, he has a higher chance of probably falling asleep in the truck than he does in the Tesla, because it's so smooth. And he's like, oh, not like getting the rumbles and going, oh, okay, this is nice, and falling asleep, if you get what I mean. My last con is supercharging. Okay, it can take a vary of 15 to 30 minutes to supercharge it, to get the charge that you need. If we go to my parents' house for a long weekend, of course we're going to be driving around town, and so that you have to kind of worry about like charging to come home just a little bit, but it can take 15 to 30 minutes. Whereas in a gas car, you're kind of like, okay, fill up, I only am here for maybe a top 5 minutes, and then you're back on the road. Well, right now in Colton's state, he stays up for 2 hours and then naps. Stays up for 2 hours and naps. Well, it's 2 hours from Arrowhead to here, or vice versa, And so we only have this amount of time where I know he doesn't really sleep in the car, so I have to kind of adjust to that. And so yes, it's nice in the sense that I can change him or feed him or do whatever I need to do, but at the same time, it's like, okay, he's now going to get more cranky, he possibly has a higher chance of being fussy, and then possibly crying, so it's a catch-22 on the whole supercharging. What's cool about Tesla is that they do have a referral program. So we have friends who have Teslas, so we got a referral code from them. We got 1,000 free hours of charging. So again, we're still charging for free since we've only used it a handful of times. With that being said, I do believe that this car is perfect as a mom car, especially for one kid, possibly two. It does say that you can put 3 car seats in the back seat. Of course, then you're not toting around anybody else, but I could see 2 car seats for sure. I'm only having one kid. I only have one kid, so it's great for our little family. If we were ever to go and have another kid, which we won't, but if we were, I would probably move up to the Model Y, just solely for that a little bit more SUV feel and whatnot. But otherwise than that, I really do think that the Model 3 is amazing and a perfect mom car at the end of the day, especially with like how many more pros than cons that I had. Thank you all for joining me today, and if you enjoyed this video, thumbs up, like it. It's a free way to say, hey, I really enjoyed this and make more of this content. If you aren't already and want to join our little family, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so that you know when I'm posting new videos. And if you also want to join and have some more conversation, drop a comment below. Tell me what you think of the Model 3. If you have the Model 3, if you do have the Model 3 or any Tesla, do you think it's mom approved? Do you like it? Even if you don't have kids, let me know in the comment section below what you think. After all, come and have fun, and I hope you all have a great day. Bye!